No, come on. Now this is the third try of recording this video. What are we doing? We are taking a look at ShaniOS. I suppose how you should say that. What is that? It's an immutable. I've been on a frenzy with immutable distros now. I am currently on Fedora Kinoite. I'm currently on this one. And I have very minimalistic setup here. If we just take a look at my RPM OS 3 status, we can see there's an update waiting. There's my current, where I'm currently at. There's my rollback, automatic backup, and then there's the one upgrade that is waiting for me to restart. What I have layered here on top of my base image is few slips, just because my AC Pride app image, which I use as an app image, this one here, it needs few slips to work. And then I have Steam devices layered because I figured that would be probably safe for future proofing and everything. It's just Steam devices to be layered. And then I have Steam here, Steam as a Flatpak install, and it needs Steam devices. So that's what I have. Take a look here. No, we don't have to. It's not important. We don't have to actually have to be doing anything with this Steam. That's not the point of this video. Here, but this is where I'm currently at. Then on top I have Flatpaks installed, which I can list like this. Yeah, there's a few Flatpaks here. UBS, OBS Studio, Steam. The usual suspects. My productivity suite here. So Godot Engine, Blender, Krita, AC Pride. Then Gobus for my music. It's an amazing Flatpak app that someone has made. It looks glorious. Absolutely glorious. That's not what we are talking about. I get sidetracked very easily if you can maybe you can see that. Yeah. But here I'm currently doing this one. Just because I want to stay on the granddaddies of Linux. Fedora is safe, it's not going anywhere. It's been even in its atomic variants, it's been a while. It's been around for a while. So it's stable, and it is rock solid and stable. As far as I know, as far as my experience with it goes. And I just love Plasma above GNOME for like a billion different reasons. I could make a video about just why I like KDE Plasma and why I don't like GNOME. Does this video even have a topic anymore? Yeah, I was doing something. ShaniOS. First of all, look at the beauty of this website. It is glorious. It's a glorious website that they have going on here. And this is based on Arch Linux, but this is immutable. And this is very batteries included distribution. I have not yet tried it out. That's what we are going to do on this video. We are going to try it out in a virtual machine. But yeah, this looks very professional. It has GNOME and KDE Plasma editions. Of course, naturally, I'm gonna go with the KDE Plasma edition now. You can download it directly or as a torrent, apparently. So cool. A pretty big installation, 7.6 gigabytes. 5.4 for the GNOME variant. There. Need an enterprise or OEM deployment. This looks like they are doing business with this too, and also reinforces the very professional quality, very professional vibe that the website gives overall. Yeah, we're gonna try this and how it is to use. On my Kinoite, on my Fedora Atomic, this is a freaking what is it? Dream come true for admins, for system administration, because everything is it's there's the base image, right? And then you do rpm-ostree status, and you can see exactly what is layered on top of it. And if I wanted to, at any time, I could just ostree reset to reset it to its base image, so it's just Fedora Atomic with KDE Plasma, period, and nothing else on top again. So if I have a messy system, I can just go back to the basic install image with this one instantly. And then every Flatpak that I have on top of that, I can just list with this command here, Flatpak list. I get everything that is installed via Flatpak. Then of course there's Toolbox also, but I have basically no use for Toolbox right now. But it's a cool tool too. It basically, I can create a containerized Fedora non-immutable environment with that, and then install something like fast fetch on that if I wanted to. But I'm not gonna, I don't need that. Everything I use is Flatpak. Oh, there is this editor, by the way, FlatHub, that I have not installed, and it's become my favorite editor. Lapsy. Oh my god, this is the best thing ever, so I'm gonna install it right now on my Fedora here. How did I miss it? There we go. And it's here. Yeah. We're going to... What? Why is it showing this? Is this an app that actually runs in Xwayland? That's the question. Oh, because it's... I think it's actually a GNOME first application, which a lot of applications are. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I do have K right here, which there's nothing wrong with K right either. As long when it comes to editing text. But yeah, as I was saying, I can also very easily control, well, first of all, rpm-ostree, well, install layer new packages rpm install, for example, Steam devices, which I have, and then uninstall remove overlayered here, and ostree reset remove all mutations. Okay, yeah. Then Flatpak, what I would do if I would uninstall something, I would do a Flatpak uninstall delete data, and then for example lapc. And there we go. And there we go with the data as well. So there's not a single sign of that program anywhere anymore. Yep. So that's, I mean, immutability, godsend for system maintenance. And of course, it doesn't install like it never installs anything when you are using your operating system. You just reboot and the updates come. Like for example, now you can see here that I have, if I would now reboot, it would boot into a fresh system, into this one here, and this that I'm currently on would go into rollback environment, where I could roll back easily. If anything ever breaks, I think it's rollback. And then on boot, it would boot the previous working system, the system that worked flawlessly. If anything ever went wrong with an update, I have to check, yeah, roll back, revert to the previously booted tree. And that's that. But back to the back to where we were originally. ShaniOS, immutable Arch-based system, supposedly very easy to use, should come with everything out of the box. I have it booted, the installation media, I have it booted right here. Now let's see if we can actually find finish here. It seems they do not have finish. Well, that's fine. Let's go with English for now. An immutable OS for ultimate reliability. This installer will guide you through a quick and secure setup. Let's begin. Well, let's keyboard layout. Well, wow. Okay. Because our keyboard language at the very least should be very Finnish. Fin. That seems to not be an option here. Is there not like add? Well, Swedish close enough. What's happening here? Okay. Swedish has like a Swedish US variant. What is that? I don't know. We'll go with Sweden. Keyboard layout. Okay. Then why does this not change? Keyboard language. Swedish, please. Then Sweden. Swedish. Here we go. No. It's still... Ah. What is this? Please. Start working now. Okay, should we do the whole freaking install in Swedish so would it work then? No, it again there is no Swedish. There we go. For chat. Still not right. First challenge. Okay, I'm just gonna go with whatever it lets me do right now. We're doing this one here, but the installer is very interesting. It's not like, what is this? I don't know. I've never seen this one before. But yeah, we'll go with that one. This one, no, yeah. Cool. Confirm. Summary. Something. Installing. And we can probably close this one right now. Alright, here we go. Installing. I'm gonna pause the video until it's installed, or I'm gonna pause the recording. Okay, it took some minutes. That's probably because one, I know that the image is bloated a little bit. It has pre-installed way much more than what I would. Mock management. No, I don't have any use for mock management right now. I'm not using secure boot, and I never will. Okay, now this is interesting. Okay, so the boot menu has candidate, which is the like prepping stage, like the staging, and the one is area, and then boot into EFI basically. We're going to go to the fail to start virtual console. Okay, well that probably doesn't mean anything. Or booting into an active system now. Ooh, that's nice. Now let's just make it full screen here so we can see. Yes. Begin setup. Search languages. Does it? No, it finds Finnish. Well, that's cool. And then now we can probably haha. And always go for the dark theme, of course. No, just some password. Just what comes to mind. Should I probably... Okay. Where are we? Where we are in Helsinki. Your device is now ready. Start using. How pleasant. Now blah 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 blah. I'ma do this because that's that's what I do. Blah blah blah. No third party settings here like there is on Fedora. You have to click to enable the third party repositories or whatever. English is not my main language. Please do forgive me. Okay, this is neat. We have a dock thing here. We have cool transparency effects here, stuff. This is annoying. This hot corner stuff. One of the first things that I ever do is disable these. I do not need those. And I hit, oh, we have window controls on the left and not in the right corner of it. We have calculator pre-installed. Oh, we have controls that, oh, we have, well, that's nice. Global menu seems to be enabled. But that's the thing with global menu, is that it does not work with everything. Like we have the default browser here is Vivaldi. By the way, gorgeous background. Thank God. Wow, pretty themes. We're gonna go with black one. Yeah, this is cool. Because, okay, the window controls now are in the global menu, but they're also on the title bar here. So Yeah, okay. Also, isn't Vivaldi? Vivaldi is, I think it's Chromium based. Start page is the default search engine. Okay. Chromium based, yeah. I would install. I do use Firefox. Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at this. That is pretty. Okay, we have hidden the let's get rid of that. It's pretty cool. My user is here. There's walls here. What's this? Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, cool. You couldn't do that because I already dismissed it once. Okay. There's upgrades to be installed if I should so want to do that. I don't know if I do. Okay, I don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. Bunch of these things. Okay, that's cool. But this is like, these are all flatpaks, so it seems. Flatpak, 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 blah, 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 blah. Okay, but I wouldn't use that. I would use, oh, cool console. I would do a flatpak update. Oh, it's a big update. And this is like, it's got no transparency in the console here. We do something about that. Okay, what? Do I even remember what my password was? I did. Wow, is it asking it a lot? Okay, we have Kate as a text editor here. Well, that's nice. Then we have OnlyOffice Suite here pre-installed. Does Dolphin have global menu? Yes, it does. And it works fine. What about OnlyOffice? No, again, global menu is broken. AI! Create AI. What this? Okay, so you should bring your own AI into this. But it's OnlyOffice. I haven't used it in wherever. But it has its own like built-in AI thing there. That's something. You should, but yeah, you bring your own AI. It's not like it's included. It's not included. Okay, cool. Done with that. I wouldn't have an Office suite installed at all. Changes complete. Really liking this. Share this. Terminal emulator here. I wonder if we can make it. Let's just do this, and then this, and then this. Okay, cool. Now we have it also doing the transparency thing there, and that's cool. It looks cool. What else we got? Hey, could I do maybe possibly global? Yeah. Window buttons. Okay, so that's what makes window buttons appear there, even when the global menu doesn't work. That's cool. What? This one says US, but I'm pretty sure that I did make. This is Finnish, even though that says US right there. Okay. Wonder if it just gives me a choice to just add Finnish in there. There we go. And then this delete and then close. Okay. And crashed. That's fine. We have everything here. We have bottles, we have Steam, we have RetroArch. We have the thing that controls that can like do administration or control of your, you know, your wheel. Your wheel. We have lotteries, we have everything. Snake Duel, okay. Bunch of stuff that I never heard of. And we have Heroic Launcher here pre-installed. So very batteries included. Yeah, very batteries included indeed. Graphics, we have not much. We have paint. So we can, yeah, this is nice. Yeah. What else? By the way, how does the dock work? Yeah, okay. The dock is just, it appears to be just a, it's nothing fancy. It's just KDE panel set up to the bottom there. That's, if I wanted a dock, that's how I would do it, just for simplicity's sake. So that's cool. Can we do something about the look? I hate this. I hate when I scroll my wheel and something just picks up when I something just changes whether I want it to or not. When I'm just scrolling around things and some setting somewhere decides to, hey, I'm a scroll. But yeah, that's just me. Cool. Okay, so I could there is Saturn theme, which is the name of this theme that it uses by default. I could go to basic breeze here. Let's try. Yeah. We haven't done any. Okay, so now we are in the default KDE, and I could start customizing. Let's go back to where we were. Here we are. Something crashed again. Basic KDE behavior. Okay. But now if I were to use this as my daily driver, what I would do is go to Vivaldi, to FlatHop. Seems like this has everything enabled out of the box, so I don't have to it's not like I have to do I don't have to set up Flatpak or FlatHub as a repository or anything. I just install apps here. So what I would do is I would install Firefox. GUI's console is, yeah. I would do this. Every step of the way it seems to be asking my password. I'm not a big fan of that, maybe. Now we have Flat Seal also installed out of the box. Steam. Oh, Steam on this is the Flatpak version. So this does not layer it on top of the immutable base system, but it installs it as a Flatpak, which is very interesting. Also, everything else is a Flatpak here. I didn't pay attention to that earlier. But yeah, Steam is a Flatpak here. So if I did start Steam with the Flatpak command, because I can't write, this is highly interesting to me. This is very interesting. I thought they... Yeah, it starts from Flatpak. Yeah, okay. Now it began the Steam installation process because I hadn't started it up yet. Let's give that time to run. Okay, so this doesn't quite work with the dark. Maybe it's because I messed around with the theme earlier, but it's white text on white background on this. So that would probably fix itself if I just logged out and logged back in again. I guess. Okay. What else? Extracting package. Yeah, so then that I would have my... Let's pretend that I would actually be using this map. You can just go fuck yourself. No, excuse me for bad language. That's not how... Yeah. Yeah, so I would use Firefox. And then what I would do is go to FlatHub again. Now I would install my things. I would install my things. Things like Godot. Okay, are we now running Steam? Okay, Steam is running. Let's close it down. Godot. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Not just Godot, but we would... Krita. I'm not maybe a fan of these bottom docks on anything but macOS itself, because they tend to get in my way. I would move my panel and I would have an only panel. I would have just one panel in the bottom here. And maybe not use a dock-like thing at all. Okay, Godot, Krita, what else? Blender. do Blender like so. Why is it drawing X's here? Okay, those seem to, I mean, those are flatbacks, so why then there's OBS. I have no reason to doubt that that would just install just fine as everything else does. And QBS, these are the things that I would install. But to save time, I won't install everything right now. Because flatpaks just work. They work like they do on anything. Every distro. Flatpaks just work the same. Oh, this is really it asking for my password all the time. Gets like annoying after a while, but okay. Then what those things work. So how do I, first of all, if I do launch Firefox, can I just pin it to the task manager? Yes, I can, and then I can just unpin Vivaldi from there and so on and so forth. Yeah. And yes, I use AC Pride, so I need to get that. Yeah. Before that, we what is this? ShaniOS. ShaniOS. What is this that we're using? ShaniOS. Yeah. How do we get our status? Shani deploy. So is that, do we do that? Let's see. Shani deploy status, I presume. Okay, it wants. Do we get it from this? Okay. Shani Health does like everything. It gives you like all the information. Let's see. Blue booted. Immutability or etc subvolumes, blah 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 blah. It does not tell me what I have layered. So Shani reset updates user setup. I don't know what this means. Reset is probably RPM OS 3 reset. An update is self-explanatory. What is this? User setup. Must run as user. Well, Shani update. That does not require. That does not require. Anything extra. It does not require admin password. Like what? Okay, I dragged and dropped my AC Bright image here. Let's just see if it just runs. Well, of course it does. So I don't need to layer anything because this presume. Okay, I don't need to layer anything on top of this. So I don't need to know how. I don't need to know how to, nor do I need to in any way. I don't need to know anything. So I just. So basically I would only ever just Shani update. And then I would just flat back update. And that should take care of. There's already some updates there for my flatbacks. I would lose my nerve for the constant inputting of my password. But other than that, I mean, this is just great. App images just work. Steam devices is probably installed. I mean, I ran Steam already for the first time on this system, and it did not ask for Steam devices, or it did not warn me that they are not installed. So I'm just gonna assume that Steam just works, because that's what they say. But obviously this is a virtual machine, so I cannot test gaming. Well, I began to give it my other password there, and that's bad. It would not have worked. Cool. Then I would just systemctl. Wow. No. I would do this, and then presumably I would have a system that's up to date. Nice boot up logo there. Almost went and inserted my other password again. Let's try to avoid that. Okay, so now everything's ready to just. I would just launch my Godot engine there, and I would just launch my Blender here. Now just. Well, AC Pride, I have not created. Oh. Do not ask me questions. I would start my AC Pride here. I would create a desktop starting file for my AC Pride, so that it would appear here. No, there's LibreSprite option. I could install LibreSprite, but of course I won't. So Blender tries its best to run in my virtual machine, but of course that's not gonna run very well. We have Godot here. Everything just works. So far, so cool. Yeah, I don't have to, for my workflows and stuffs, I don't have to layer anything. I can just do my Flatpak installs, and I can just get playing and working. I have my Firefox, I have everything. Pretty neat. And Shani update. System is up to date. Cool. You can probably tell that I cannot use fish. I haven't, and I don't, and so I can't. It's pretty cool though. Cool. Yeah, I'm end this here. There's really actually nothing much to talk about this. It just works. But hey, because what I would do actually is I would delete this. Yeah, I would not have that, and then I would move these to the bottom. Actually, I'll just delete that also. I don't. Then I would default tab panel. Okay, it has its own defaults here, which is interesting, but I would just go with this one. Then what I would do with this one is I would just set it to pre-translucent all the time. Then I would have it like so. Then I would do this one because I like the more classic menu. Then I would, now this is unpinning, doings to that ones. Then I would run Firefox. I would pin it to the task manager. Now I would do because we are on KDE, we can just do whatever we want. Let's not do that. Let's go here and here. Never translate language English. Download. Your download is starting. And it is done. Cool. Thank you. Now I would. What? We don't have dolphin here. We do. I was just too blind to see it because it was different color than it usually is. Okay, but we would go here. I wouldn't leave AC Bright in the downloads folder, by the way. I would create an apps folder here. And then I would move it there. This one, now I know this has projects folder and games folder. That's cool that it has music twice, probably because language setting stuff. But yeah, I would have apps folder here and I would have my AC Bright there. But that's not, oh, no, don't do that. What I was going to do is I would menu icon, I would move it to pictures. Oh, there's Vivaldi captures folder here as a default. Okay, well that's something. Yeah, I would change the icon here to a this one. Nice. Then I would do this. I would do that again. Then I would move this to here. This to here. These things here. Like so. Now it would. Then I would add a bunch of stuff here. Yeah, and AC Prite, OBS, and QBS. I could add AC Prite here if I made a desktop file for it in the folder. I would have to go to local share applications. Here, if I made a desktop file here for AC Prite and then linked it to point into the to this file here, the system would just find it here and I could just add it to my bottom panel there like everything else. But this is what I like. This is how I would set it up if I were to use, what is it? Shania, I forget what this is all the time. ShaniOS. ShaniOS. Yeah, ShaniOS. This is pretty close to how I would set it up. And I would just go from here. There's Waydroid installed by default. But yeah, this has a ton of stuff that I would not need. Which is also very convenient because everything just works. But at the same time it is some unnecessary bloat. But I do like this. I do like this a lot. And I like the fact that it's Arch based. Arch doesn't there is no official Arch flavor that is immutable. So we are off to these kind of third-party editions. Now, would I use ShaniOS as a daily driver? At this point, probably not, because one, the bloat, but two, I mean, that's not that bad. It's manageable, but I don't know if what happens if they just, I mean, they could tomorrow just stop doing this anymore. It's not, it hasn't been around for a long time. I don't know how big a team there is supporting this or maintaining it. Shani deploy. Downloads full. So not Shani update. Okay. So it's cool, but at the same time, I'm sticking to my Fedora Kinoite because Fedora is a very large community behind it and directly sponsored by Red Hat. So Fedora Kinoite is not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, basically I would prefer that if I use Linux, I would prefer to use Debian or Fedora or Arch Linux. Just the basic, just the upstream releases of these. Because every spin-off, every like smaller, like I like PikaOS a lot, which is based on Debian, but it's a hobby distro. Could stop being at any time. Debian, on the other hand, is not going anywhere. But Debian sold, so... And Fedora is not going anywhere. Fedora is new, but not as new as rolling and unstable Arch. But Arch is also not going anywhere because it's supported by a large community and it's like a granddaddy Linux distro. These are all like granddaddies. Like basically, if I were to choose a Linux distro, there's only really 3 options: Arch, Debian, and Arch. But hey, Shani is cool. It's cool. So maybe if I was like searching for some excitement and adventure, yeah, I could adventure into using ShaniOS. But right now they don't. Everything it's doing, I'm already doing in my Fedora Kinoite. Plus, I'm more familiar now with the RPM OS tree than I am with how ShaniOS manages things, so. But okay, that's about it. Bye bye.